Hi students, today we are going to discuss some problems on horizontal motion by using kinematic equations.
Today we are going to discuss one more problem based on kinematic equations. So far we discussed that a particle is moving only in one direction. Now what they said that the position of a particle is moving in xy plane. So here the particle is moving in xy plane at any time t is given by x equals to 3t square minus 6t and y equals to t square minus 2t. So these are the meters, means what they have given distance. X is the distance here moving along x plane and y is the distance moving along y plane. So these are the two distance traveled in the xy plane by a particle. Select the correct statement about the moving particle from the following. So as we all know that by using question we solve the problem and we guess the answer from the four options, or we choose the answer from the four options. But now by using four options we are going to get the answer. By utilizing four options here we are choosing the correct option from these four. So in some situations we use the options to obtain the answer. So what they have given first option, the acceleration of a particle is 0 at t equals to 0 seconds. So what they said, at acceleration, the acceleration will be 0 at time t equals to 0. So first, next option, the velocity of particle is 0 at time t equals to 0 seconds. What they said first option means at time t equals to 0, the acceleration will becomes 0. At time t equals to 0, the velocity of a particle means they have given distances or displacements. When we find velocity by using these terms, the velocity will become 0 at t equals to 0. And third option, at time t equals to 1 second, the velocity will become 0. And fourth option, the velocity and acceleration of a particle are never 0. So now by using these x and y distance or displacements, now we are going to find which one of the option is correct from these four. So first, what they have given, x equals to 3t square minus 6t. They have given meters. Meters represents distance or displacement. So here we are going to consider the displacement because they mentioned xy plane. XY plane represents directions, so we consider x and y as displacements, and y equals to t square minus 2t meters. So by using first, now we are going to check which of the correct option is correct from these four options. By using first option, what they have given, at t equals to 0, the acceleration will becomes 0. So we are going to check first option. So to get acceleration, what is acceleration? Rate of change of velocity. Rate of change of velocity, a equals to dv by dt. But we know only values of x and y. We don't know the values of v. So we are going to find this. V equals to dx by dt. So but v equals to dx by dt and v equals to dy by dt also we have to write because they have given two displacements. So vx, vy. So what is the x here? D by dt of x. What is the x value? 3t square minus 6t. What will get? Minus na? Split d by dt here. D by dt of 3t square minus d by dt of 6t. So you know here 3 and 6 are constants. I said the numbers remains constant during these solutions, during this solving. 3 of d by dt of t square minus 6 of d by dt of t. So just remember, I am going to apply formula as I have explained in relationship between acceleration, displacement and velocity. Based on that problem you can solve this. So if you have any doubts, please go and watch the relationship between acceleration, displacement and velocity. You can easily solve this problem. So I have uploaded in my channel, just go and watch that video. So I said d by dt of t power n. What is the formula of d by dt of t power n? N into t power n minus 1. Just remember that. If you know this formula, then you can solve this problem. If you forget this formula, you can't solve this problem. So remember that d by dt of t power n is equal to n into t power n minus 1. Here you can apply this formula only when we have t here. What t represents with respect to d by dt means with respect to time, means here we should contain only t here. For suppose if we have d by dx, you should contain only x values here to apply this formula. So in place of n, what we have? 2. 3 into, what we have to substitute in place of n? 2. 2 t power 2 minus 1 minus 6. In place of n, what we have? 1. 1 into t power 1 minus 1. That is equal to, what we'll get? 3 2's 6. T power 2 minus means t power 1. 2 minus 1, 1 minus 6 into 1, 6. T into 1 minus 1, 0. T power 0 represents, what t power 0 represents? Anything power 0 equals to 1. So what we are going to get? Vx equals to 60 minus 6. So now we are going to solve Vy. What is Vy? dy by dt. What is the y value? d by dt of, what is the y value here? t square minus 2t. t square minus 2t. So split this. You have minus na, d by dt of t square minus 2 minus d by dt of 2t. It is in the form of d by dt of t power n. We have n equals to 2 here, n equals to 1 here. 2 into t power 2 minus 1. Minus 2 has front. I said the number means front. d by dt of t. 2 into t power 2 minus 1, 1. Minus 2 into 1 na? 1 into t power 1 minus 1. 2t. T power 1 means t minus 2 into 1, 2. 1 minus 1, 0. T power 0. Anything power 0 will be 1. 2t minus 2. Vy. So now what the second option represents? The velocity of particle is 0 at t equals to 0 seconds. We got Vx as 60 minus 6 and Vy as 2t minus 2. Now you can substitute. Put t equals to 0 in Vx and Vy. What is Vx? 60 minus t. In place of t, what we are substituting? 0. 6 into 0 minus 6. What you will get? Minus 6. Next, Vy equals to 2t minus 2. 2 into 0 minus 2. 0 minus 2 minus 2. So option 2 is wrong. Option 2 is wrong here because they said velocity of particle is 0, but we got, what we got? Minus 6 and minus 2. So option 2 is wrong. Now check the option 3. What they have given? The velocity of particle is 0 at t equals to 1. Substitute t equals to 1. Put t equals to 1 in Vx, Vy. So what is Vx? 60 minus 6. 6 into t means 1 minus 6. 6 into 6. 6 minus 6. 6 minus 6 is 0. Vx. Vy 2t minus 2. 2 into 1. T means 1 here. Minus 2. 2 ones 2 minus 2. 0. What we got here? The velocities are 0 when t equals to 1. When t equals to 1, Vx and Vy are 0. Means velocities are 0. So option 3 is correct. Option 3 is correct here. If you check fourth option, the velocity and acceleration of particle are never zero. But option 3, the velocity became 0. But they said velocity and acceleration of particle are never 0. So this option is also a wrong option. So first option. As we got third option, no need to find first option. So if you have any doubt, you can solve that. So now I am going to solve that and show you. So what we got? Vx equals to 6t minus 6 and Vy equals to 2t minus 2. So Ax equals to dvx by dt. As you all know that acceleration means rate of change of velocity. D by dt of 6t minus 6. I am substituting this here. So split now. D by dt of 6t minus d by dt of 6. I said that nothing else here. So d by dt of 6 is 0. Has d by dt of any constant will be 0. So 6 into constant of front d by dt of t. So just remember, when you have t here and t on this term, you can't make it as constant. Constant should be different number. When d by dt is multiplied with only constant like numbers or something else different from t, will become 0, minus 0. 6 into t power 1, n equals to 1 here. 1 into t power 1 minus 1. 6. T 1 minus 1, 0. 6 into 1, 6. T n power 0 is 1. So 6. So Ax is 6. But when you substitute t equals to 0, Ax will be also 6. First suppose put t equals to 0. As for say first option, t equals to 0 means acceleration is 0 in Ax. What is Ax here? Ax is 6 already. You can't substitute t equals to 0 here. So this is the wrong option. Option 1 is wrong. As Ax is not 0 means no need to solve Ay here. So both Ax and Ay should become 0 to get the to choose the option 1 as right. So right one. So you should so as Ax is not 0. So option 1 is wrong. So no need to find Ay. So the correct option is third one. The velocity of a particle is 0 at t equals to 1 second. So you can see that at t equals to 1, the velocity is Vx and Vy are 0. So option 3 is correct. Option 4 is not correct because at velocity became already 0 at t equals to 1. So what they said, velocity and acceleration particle are never 0. This is the wrong statement. So the third statement is right. So now we are going to discuss one problem based on speed. What they have given means two trains are each 50 meter long. Means each train has how much length? Means 50 meters. The length of each train is 50 meter long, moving parallel to each other. So how they are moving? Each train length is 50 meters. The train, if we consider two trains, train 1 and train 2. Train 1 has a length of 50 meters and train 2 also have 50 meters. And they are moving with, what they are saying, they are moving parallel towards each other. So how they are moving? Parallel to each other with speeds. One train speed is 10 meter per second and another train speed is 15 meter per second respectively. At what time will they pass each other? So at what time? They said to find the time when they move parallel to each other. They said to find the time when the trains move parallel to each other. What they have given? Length of each train is 50 meters. So train 1 length L1 is equal to 50 meters. Train 2 length is L2 is equal to 50 meters. Yes or not? What they said? Each train length they said 50 meters and they are passing parallel to each other means 50-50. So L1 is 50 meters and L2 is 50 meters and speed of one train One train means first train. Train 1. Train 1. What is the speed of train 1? 10 meter per second. And speed of train 2? 15 meter per second. What they say? They say to find the time when they pass parallel to each other. At what time the two trains move parallel to each other? Because their length is same but their speeds are different. Due to speeds are different, at what time the two trains move parallel to each other, they say to find that. So we know that speed is equal to distance by time. Distance means length itself, distance by time. So we want time here, so S equals to d by t. We want t here, t equals to st equals to t. Has t is dividing here, as we send to left hand side it will become multiplied, and we want t here now, send s to right hand side, t equals to d by s. As here it is multiplying, as we send to right hand side it will divide. So we know that what is the distance of trains? L1, t equals to L1 plus L2 by S1 plus S2. Why we are taking this? Because they asked the time when two trains move parallel to each other. Move parallel to each other na, I am adding these lengths and speeds because they have given the speeds and lengths when they move parallel to each other. They don't know the time. As the two trains are moving parallel to each other, they have given the length and speeds, but they don't know the time. At what time the trains moved parallel to each other. So by adding this we get the time. L1 is 50 meters plus 50 meters by speed is 10 plus 15. 50 plus 50 is 100 by 10 plus 15 is 25. 25 ones, 25 fours. So t equals to 4 seconds. At time of 100, 50 plus 50 is 100 by 10 plus 15 is 25. 25 ones, 25 fours. At time of 4 seconds, the train 1 and train 2 move parallel to each other. So option 2 is correct. So when at what time the two trains move parallel each other? At 4 seconds of time the two trains move parallel to each other with a length of the each train is 50 and 50 with a speeds of 10 meter per second and 50 meter per second. At what time they move parallel to each other means at 4 seconds of time. If you have any doubts, please comment me in comment box. So now we are going to discuss one more problem based on kinematic equations. What they have given means, first a bullet is fired towards target. As you all know that bullet is fired for a fixed target. As it is fired towards a fixed target by loses half of its velocity. As the bullet is moving, when it is moving it loses half of its velocity by traveling 15 centimeters. By penetrating means by moving 15 centimeters of length. How much further it will penetrate before coming to rest? So how much distance it will penetrate by losing half of its velocity before coming to rest? For suppose first a bullet is fired with a velocity u. As you all know that it has every object or everything has an initial velocity, that is u, starting velocity u. So as bullet is fired with a velocity u, as it loses its velocity, how much? Half of its, so u by 2, by traveling 15 centimeters of length. So first it is moving with u velocity. By moving 15 centimeters of length it loses its velocity. As it is moving, when it is moving it loses its velocity by traveling a length of 15 centimeters. By using these half of its velocity, how much it can travel, how much length it can travel before coming to rest. First v square minus u square equals to 2as. So this is the u equals to u value. Here to travel 15 centimeters it loses its velocity, means it will become v equals to u by 2. Okay, for 15 centimeters of length it will becomes v. So you want how much distance it is traveled by losing half of its velocity to come to rest. So a equals to, I want this v square minus u square by 2s. So I subjected as a. 2s as is multiplying with a, as I send to left hand side it will divide, so consider as equation 1. So substitute these values. A equals to, what is v here, u by 2 whole square minus u square by 2 into how much distance it has been traveled, 15. What will become, u square by 2 square means u square by 15 to keep it as like that itself, 2 into 15. U square by 4 minus u square by 2 into 15. Subject as equation 1. So now by using these half of the velocity, how much length it has been traveled to come to rest. So these, if we consider it as s1, it is, we are considering this as s2. So now we have to find this s2 value. This is the s1 value here. So has from losing half of its velocity to rest, means it will become u equals to u by 2, and at rest means final velocity, v equals to 0 for second part. This is the first part and this will becomes second part. For first part means it is first moving with u, loses its velocity with traveling of 15 centimeters length. So u equals to u and v equals to u by 2. For second part 2, by losing its velocity to rest, how much distance it has been traveled, means u equals to u by 2 and v equals to 0. As rest now, v becomes 0. S2 is equal to question mark. V square minus u square equals to 2as. A equals to 2as2. Second part na, second distance you want. V square minus u square by 2s2. What is v value here? 0. Minus u is u by 2 whole square. So everyone will forget this whole square. If you forget this whole square, you will get an answer, but there will be no answer in the option. By 2s2. So what will get? Minus u square by 2 square by 2s2 minus u square by 4 by 2s2. Consider this as equation 2. So part 1, part 2 have same acceleration, a and a. You can equate this. So first part 1, what we have? Acceleration u square by 4 minus u square by 2 into 15. And for part 2, 0 minus means minus itself, u square by 4 by 2 into s2. We are going to calculate here s2. How much long it will be traveled by losing half of its velocity to come to rest. So a and a are equal. Equation 1 and equation 2. Equating 1 and 2. So as LHS equal, RHS will become equal. U square by 4 minus u square by 2 into 15 is equal to minus u square by 4 by 2 into s2. So 2 will be cancelled here. So make the cross multiplication here. 15 into minus u square by 4 s2 into u square by 4 minus u square minus 15 u square by 4 multiplied here s2 into, make the LCM of these 4 u square minus, this has 4 already, it does not have any LCM. 1 4 into 1 4, u square by 4 into 4, you will get u square. Next u square by 1 into 4, 4 u square. 15 by equals to into u square minus 4 u square will be minus 3 u square by 4. 1 here, 1 minus 4 u square is same, 1 minus 4 minus 3. So 4 will be cancelled. It is multiplying, so I am cancelled. So 15 u square equals to minus 3 u square s2. As it is multiplying, no, I have cancelled here. It is multiplying, not s2 minus, I am multiplying here. So u square will be cancelled. Minus also will be cancelled. So what you will get? 15. You can cancel here, or if you don't understand, see here. Minus 15 equals to minus 3 s2. As it is dividing, minus 3 is multiplying, I have sent it to left hand side, it will divide. Minus 15 by minus 3 is equal to s2. Minus will cancel, 3 ones 3 5s. So s2 equals to 5 centimeters. So by losing half of its velocity, it travels 5 centimeters to come to rest. So answer will be option 1. So this is the problem based on kinematic equations. Now we are going to discuss one more problem based on kinematic equations. What they have given means, a particle starts moving from the rest with uniform acceleration. It travels a distance x in first 2 seconds and a distance y in the next 2 seconds. Then they have given 4 options. First, the particle is moving from the rest. Rest means, as the particle is rest means, first it travels with a velocity u. But they said it is moving from the rest means u equals to 0. Everyone should remember that when an object is moving from the rest or when an object is starting from the rest represents u equals to 0. When an object moving with some speed and comes to rest represents v equals to 0. Here they said that an object is moving from the rest means initial velocity will become 0. Okay, it travels a distance x in 2 seconds. First, suppose this is the distance x. The time taken to complete distance x is 2 seconds. And to complete and a distance y in next 2 seconds. Next 2 seconds. For next 2 seconds takes a distance of y. They said to find, you can see the options, relationship between x distance and y distance. For first distance, what they have given? It travels a distance of x in first 2 seconds. First 2 seconds means what we have, distance here, time here, initial velocity. So v equals to u plus at. This is not possible because you don't have v value and a value. So this is not possible. S equals to ut plus half at square. You have time, acceleration, you don't have, you have s, that is distance. So everything is possible. So you can take the second. V square minus u square equals to 2s. You can't take this third one because in this equation you don't have any time t. So by taking second equation you can solve this problem. So when you are solving a problem based on kinematic equation, that is on a horizontal motion, first you should write the 3 formulas and you should decide which is useful to solve the problem very easily to get an answer. So s equals to ut plus half at square. For first 2 seconds, s is For first 2 seconds s is x. X equals to what is u value? U is 0. 0 into t 2 plus half a. T square means 2 square. X equals to 0 plus half into a into 2 square is 4. 2 ones, 2 twos. X equals to 2a. X equals to 2a. Then a equals to x by 2. I am sending it to left hand side. For next 2 seconds. Next 2 seconds represents, for next 2 seconds it takes a distance of y. But we consider for next 2 seconds first distance and second distance. Without first distance we won't get the next distance. So for the next 2 seconds we take both distance. X plus y equals to s equals to ut plus half at square. Just remember that without first 2 seconds we won't get the next 2 seconds distance. Without first 2 seconds distance we won't get the next 2 second distance. So for next 2 second distance we are considering both distances and both times. So for next 2 seconds x plus y and time will be 4 seconds. 2 times should be considered. For next 2 seconds u 0 into t is 4 plus half into a into t means 4 square. X plus y equals to, so 0 plus half into a into 4 square is 4 into 4 16. 2 ones, 2 eights. Consider this as a as equation 1. What you will get? X plus y equals to 0 plus 8a. 0 plus anything will be anything itself. X plus y equals to 8a. From 1, what we have from 1? A equals to x by 2. Substitute here. X plus y equals to 8 into x by 2. 2 ones, 2 fours. X plus y equals to 4x. Y equals to 4x minus x. Y equals to 3x. So this is the answer. Y equals to 3x is the answer. So you can feel that by observing this problem some students get an doubt that for next 2 seconds why we are taking x and y, x plus y, we can take only y distance and the time 2 seconds. We won't take like this. If you take that relation you will get an answer. That option will be y equals to x. Answer will be in option, but your answer will be wrong because they said clearly that the distance travel x in first 2 seconds and distance y is next 2 seconds. Without first 2 seconds of distance we won't get the next 2 seconds of the distance y. For that we are considering x plus y. So this is the one of the problem based on kinematic equations. If you have any doubt please comment me in comment box.